your #1 source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Northview High School for an area matchup between the Northview Cougars and the Central High Red Devils from Phoenix City. Hi, I'm Mick Kirkland along with our guest commentator tonight, Mr. Tony Arnold. How you doing tonight, Tony?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh man, we're looking for an exciting matchup tonight between these two area teams. We've had the opportunity to see Northview play several times this year, and key player for Northview, look out for number 3, Kenton James. In their last game during the Holiday Classic at the Civic Center, James had 20 points, he had 3 threes, and he hit a 3 to put the to tie the score for Northview, to put Northview up by 1 point, and they were defeated by at the buzzer. Shot at the buzzer. So it's going to be a tough night for the Cougars. Central sporting a 10-2 record tonight. Northview's 5-5. The Cougars come out, Pennywell goes up, puts it in. So the Cougars are on the board first.
Easy layup there, nice pass.
I tell you, Northview's got a couple of new starters tonight. Number 50, Pennywell, and number 24, Clark, have moved into the starting position. There was a 3-point attempt by Central, and Kenton James gets the rebound for the Cougars. We have an official timeout. They're changing balls.
They had a girls' ball.
Okay, a girls' ball. Okay, we got the. Well, maybe that's why they had the first points. It felt a little small, you know, a little small. But still holding up the action. Northview's leading by a score of 2-0. That was Shamar Pennywell with the first score for the Cougars of Northview. So what the Cougars are going to have to do tonight, they're going to have to start off with a lot of intensity and make it hard for this Central team tonight. And they've got to come out shooting and really playing real aggressive on the backboard and being aggressive on defense.
They don't look like they had a lot of height, but look like they got a lot of quick guards. So
they are a quick team. Drive down the middle lane, number 22 for Central. That was Marcus Thomas. As Clark for the Cougars, and they called him for traveling. Clark has worked himself up to a starting position in the final game. Well, I think he was fouled.
Yeah, it was a blocking foul on number 12.
Clark, number 24 for Northview. He played an outstanding game in the final game of the tournament for Northview. He came off the bench and scored 14 points. And there's a foul on Northview, number 20 for Northview. That's Wiggum. So Central inbounds the ball. Ball goes in the lane. They kick it back out. 4-3, and it's a 3 by number 22, Marcus Thomas.
It was a good ball movement right there. It was good recognition by the forward to get that ball out.
So Thomas has all 5 of Central's points. He has a 2 and a 3, and they're up 5-2. Rebound by number 40 for Northview, Carroll, and he puts it back up for the basket.
It was a good aggressive rebound. He really went after that ball, came back up with it.
That was a drive down the center of the lane by number 40. That's Warren for Phoenix City. He was fouled, so he'll be at the line shooting 2. It's a 5-4 game, 5:55 left in the first period. The Red Devils of Phoenix City leading the Cougars of Northview. First shot was good. He's getting another shot. He misses the second one, and Carroll gets the rebound for the Cougars. That time the Cougars did an excellent job of blocking out, and Carroll was able to get the rebound and goes back to the Cougars. Carroll pulls up for a short jumper, no good, and it goes to number 44 Central. That time number 22, Thomas took a shot and he missed that time. Thomas has 5 points so far tonight for the Phoenix City team. Nice move by Clark. Good fake and pull up for a short jumper.
That was a good move, good ball fake to get the man in the air and just drive on around him.
So it ties the score with 5:13 left in the first period. It's 6 for Central and 6 for Northview. That was number 32, Thomas. It's an 8-6 game. Kenton James fakes and he steps out of bounds, so the Cougars turn the ball over. And matter of fact, that's their first turnover of the game, so that's good. They are almost halfway into the first period with just 1 turnover, and that's something that's very important in a basketball game.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of making smart passes and creating good shots for themselves.
So turnovers really can dig a deep hole for you if you commit a lot of turnovers, especially early in the game, because it makes it harder for you late in the game. And so if you can keep your turnovers down, it increases your chances of scoring. Clark going for the loose ball, and they call a jump ball, and the possession error favors the Central High School team. Central inbounds the ball. It goes to number 32. That's Marcus Thomas. We have 2 Thomases in the game. Marcus Thomas, number 22, and Alfonso Thomas, number 32. Alfonso takes a shot from three-point land. He misses, and a big, strong rebound by number 12. He keeps it alive, and Clark gets it for the Cougars.
That was a good job by Northview to get in there and try to get the rebound. Playing good defense.
James pulls up for a 3. He misses, and Central gets the ball out on a fast break to Marcus Thomas, and it goes out of bounds. That time, Kenton James wasn't quite set when he made that three-point attempt.
Yeah, he rushed that one just a little bit. He needs to just take his time and take what they give him. I've seen him in the shooting around, and he looks like he can shoot.
It's no looking like it. Like I said, the 4 games, 4 times we've seen Northview so far this season, he's hit 20-plus points in every game, and most of those were three-pointers. Yep. So if James gets warmed up, you can look for some fireworks from the outside. Ball goes to Carroll. He kicks it back out to Wiggum. Wiggum banks it off the glass, misses, gets his own rebound, and puts it back up.
That was a good hustle play right there to get under the goal. Never gave up on it.
So Northview and Central are tied at 8 apiece with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first period. That was a shot by Alfonso Thomas. And the foul was called under the basket. Thomas inbounds the ball. He pulls up from behind the three-point line, misses, and over the back, number 32. That was the other Thomas, Alfonso Thomas, over the back of Kenton James. So the Cougars will get the ball out of bounds. Goes into Kenton James, and you can look for some big things out of James. He's going to get going before long. Clark drives toward the basket, pulls up for a short jumper, misses, but he gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and it goes off of Phoenix City.
That was aggressive. They're getting aggressive on the offensive boards, and if you pay attention to great teams, they're always aggressive on the offense, on the board. So that's good news for Northview early.
That time Clark just stayed after the ball, And they were fouled. Nice drive to the basket by number 12 for Northview. That's Davidson.
That was a good ball fake again. Anytime you get your defender in there, you can usually go right around him.
Cougars take the lead 10-8 with 2:28 left in the first period. They're doing what they need to do here early in this game, and that's stay close and just play real good ball and turn it over as few times as possible. And so far, they've only committed one turnover.
Yeah, they're not really trying to force anything. They're just trying to take whatever shots they give them and just be aggressive, rebound their own misses.
They get the ball into Carroll. He turns around, shoots, and he's fouled, so he'll be going to the line to shoot too. So the Cougars are doing exactly what they need to do so far in this game.
Yeah, they got the ball inside right there and give the man a good chance to create something. And even if you don't hit your shot, you a lot of times draw a foul inside.
Carroll's at the line shooting two. He misses his first foul shot. We had an opportunity to see the Cougars play last week, and they were almost perfect from the foul line, so they need that kind of night tonight to win this game. Cougars back on top, 11-10 over Central High School of Phoenix City. Pull up for a short jumper, no good. Rebounds out to Thomas, and it's blocked by number 12 for Northview. Wiggum goes to the basket, misses, put back by number 12. That's Davidson. So Davidson came out and made a very strong play.
Yeah, he's come off the bench, and that's the second basket I've seen him hit. He's blocked the shot, so he's been a little spark off the bench.
Davidson has 4 points tonight to lead all Cougar scores. That time Davis was around the ball when it was knocked loose by Wiggum. They get it over to Clark. He sets it back up. Goes to James. He pulls up for a three, and
in and out.
He almost nailed it that time. He's going to get it going before long. He's starting to feel it. That time Wiggum steals the ball, so Northview's doing an excellent job on defense. Clark was a little off balance that time when he shot the ball.
I think he got up in there and he knew he didn't really have the shot, but he didn't have anything else to do with it, so he just kind of threw it up.
And I believe he was called for a foul that time. Cougars leading by 3 points, 13-10, with 48 seconds left in the first period. So the Cougars are playing one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Central has a 10-2 record, so they have been very impressive in the first period. That time a drive to the basket by number 12.
Good pass.
That was Alexander. Cougars come up with the loose ball. That's Carroll. James puts it up for a three, and it was in and out. He just haven't been able to make any so far in the game. Three-point attempt from behind the three-point line. No good. Cougars rebound. Goes to number 14. He puts it up, and he couldn't control it. Goes back to Phoenix City. He goes up at the buzzer, and it's no good.
A little action for the end of the game, end of the quarter.
Yes, it was. It was a very good quarter. The Cougars of Northview leading 13-12 at the end of the first period. We'll be back with second period action after this timeout.
Your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to the basketball game between Central High, Phoenix City, and Northview of Dothan as we begin the second period of play. Northview leading 13-12. How do you evaluate that first period?
There's a lot of action in it. Northview's made some good decisions and been real aggressive defensively and on the glass. So they played good in the first quarter.
We saw a surprising leading scorer for Northview is number 12, Davison. Davison came off the bench and did an excellent job for the Cougars. The leading scorer for Central is number 22, Marcus Thomas, I believe. Marcus Thomas, and he has 5 points.
That was a good defensive play just in by Northview. Made the boy turn the ball over, made him travel.
That time they tried to force it in down low to Davison, but
Good
Davison
steal.
comes back and hustles and gets the steal.
He's just been awesome off the bench. He's been a little plug for him. There's a 3
And
by
there's James, first 3-pointer. He's a pure shooter. You can't keep a pure shooter down low.
Not for long. They'll get hot sooner or later. It's just bound to happen.
16-12, Northview leading Central. 6:53 left in the second period. Central's having a hard time getting the ball in low. Northview doing a very good job defensively.
It look like they're playing like a zone defense, and they're hustling to the ball and getting over, not leaving anybody open.
They're in a 2-3 zone that time. He was faked, and number 12 goes up and scores. Alexander scores for Central. James and Wiggum passing the ball around. Wiggum pulls up for 3, misses, rebound, and we have a jump ball.
I was wondering if they was going to call it.
And possession error goes in favor of Central. Northview holding on to a 2-point lead. 6 minutes left in the second period. So far, the Cougars have done everything necessary to win this game. That time they stripped the ball loose and they were called for a foul. That foul is on number 12, Davidson. I believe it's a non-shooting foul. Central will be inbounding the ball.
That's Davidson's second foul. He's played a good game. There's a block there.
That was Carroll stretching out his arms long and blocking the shot. Ball goes into Davison.
Nice pass.
That time, Davison went between 2 defenders and scored. So Northview continues to impress me tonight.
This Davison, he's really been aggressive coming in off the bench. Like he may want to start next game.
Davison has
a steal.
Davison has 6 points so far tonight.
And he just had a steal then.
And he kept the ball alive that time. That was number 34 missing a layup for Northview. That was Black. He was a little off on that one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Should have been an easy basket for the Cougars, but it goes back over to Central. Good steal. The Cougars are playing excellent. Oh, that was number 14 for Northview, Miles. Northview is getting some excellent plays. Hightower for Northview slams it down.
Anytime you get a dunk like that on a fast break, you get the crowd in it, you get pumped up.
The way the whole thing was set up was the steal.
Yeah, he had a great steal. He got out quick off his break.
And one thing about basketball and most any sports, defense can create offense. And time, the excellent defense played by the Cougars of Northview created an outstanding offensive play.
Yeah, usually when you get a steal or turnover, a lot of times you can get off fast break points and get a lot of easy layups.
So the Cougars are leading 20-14 at the line for Central. It's number 40, Warren. He misses, and the Cougar gets the rebound. Number 14 takes it between defenders. That was Hightower that's come into the game. A few minutes ago, it was number 12 for the Cougars. Now it's Hightower is coming.
Yeah, they had a little spark for him and getting out on the break, hustling down the court.
So Davidson and Hightower have come off the bench tonight and produced big for the Cougars. That shot was by number 20, Bennett. So it's a 22-16 game. They kick it back out. James goes up for a three, and he nails his second three in a row.
He is a pure shooter. He's got a sweet shot. I wouldn't let him set his feet because he's going to hit it.
Kenton James, you know, we talked earlier about the couple of shots he kind of rushed. He never did get his feet set, but the last couple of times down the court, he was set and he turned it loose and nothing but the bottom.
I imagine Central will be watching him a little closer now. They know he can shoot. You know, they were sticking him like glue earlier in the game, and they laid off a little bit because the other guys started scoring, and he made them pay.
Well, that's what you got to do. If you can spread your offense around and not depend so much on one player, then the defense got to work a lot harder. They can't just key on one player.
It helps a lot when you get contributions like they've got off the bench.
So far, Northview has had very balanced scoring and play from the entire team. Everybody is playing up to their capabilities tonight. Warren's at the line for Phoenix City. He misses, and I think we have a lane violation. So the Cougars were a little anxious that time, but that's being aggressive. Yeah. I have no problem with that.
No, never have a problem with aggressive.
And they go and get the rebound. So they came up in good shape that time, but they turned it over.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds about half court.
So the ball goes back to Central. 3:45 left. The Cougars leading by 8 points, 25-17. We're in the second period, and Cougars are going for the loose ball and comes up with it. Kenton James, and he fakes, pops it, puts it up, and he's fouled.
That was awesome. I didn't think he'd ever get it off, but he got the shot off and got fouled. He'd like to have made it.
That was an outstanding move by Kenton James, number 3 of the Northview Cougars.
I guess he's out to prove he's not just a shooter, that he's an all-around player.
Hey, this guy, I know this is probably the first opportunity getting to see him play, but he's a rebounder, he's a shooter, he's a passer, and he can take it to the basket. So James is at the line. So he hits his 8th point of tonight. He has 2 3-pointers and just added a couple of free throws to add on to his point total. And James gets the rebound and he's fouled, so he's going back to the line. You know, I was just talking about how, you know, he's not just a shooter. You see him hustle and get that rebound?
Yeah, he was going after the ball, and you like to see that out of your players. Aggressive play, going after the ball hard. He created a lot of points, a lot of turnovers off doing that.
Black pulls up, he shoots. He misses, and rebound is by number 40, Phoenix City. They get it on a fast break, and it's almost blocked by number 40, Carroll. And that's bad news for the Cougars. That's Carroll's 3rd foul.
He's really been an inside presence for him. He's got in a couple guys' faces when they went to shoot. So.
Yeah, so that could be a problem for the Cougars in the second half. Carroll have 3 fouls, and he's definitely been a factor in this game. At the line for Central is number 12, Alexander. He has 4 points tonight. So he now has 5. So it's a 27-20 game. The Cougars of Northview leading Central of Phoenix City. That time they tried to get the ball in low, and they threw it away, but they regained the possession of it. Goes to Pennywell, he shoots, and it's good.
Good assist there by James.
So we've seen James rebound, assist, 3-pointers, and drive it to the basket.
Yeah, he's proven he can do it all, like a little Jason Kidd.
He's the Cougars up by 9 points, and I think we're going to have a 3-second violation.
Good call there.
Cougars are playing outstanding defense. They have done just about everything they needed to do to be in this position that they're in right now.
The defense set up that 3-second violation. Just an in.
James pulls up for a three, and nails another one.
That was running, never had it.
Kenton James with the third three-pointer of the night. He's just warming up.
Yeah, just a pull-up three right there.
Kenton James with three three-pointers. He has a total of 11 points tonight, and we're still in the first half. So he's right on track, what you can expect from him. He always scores, like I said, the games we've covered, he's always scored 20-plus points.
Yeah, he's helped Northview get out to a good lead here. And since he's got hot, they're starting to pull away from Central.
That's Bennett Alexander at the line again for Central. He's 1 of 2 from the line. He gets his second shot. Cougars leading by 12, 32-20. He misses, and Pennywell goes up high and gets the rebound for the Cougars. So far, it looks like the Cougars are the 10-2 team, and James goes for another three. That time he missed it.
Yeah, just a little short on it.
Drive to the basket by number 22, Marcus Thomas, and he's fouled, and he'll be going to the line.
That's one thing Northview might want to try to stay away from. They fouled last few times down the court. They've committed fouls, giving them free throws.
Yeah, that could definitely, late in a game, that can definitely affect you. We saw a game the other night where a player was the leading scorer, and 9 of his, I believe, 15 points were from the foul line, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, a lot of times it is. It comes down to free throws.
Both teams were excellent from the line, but it wound up hurting them by putting him on the line so many times, and he's an excellent free throw shooter. That was a good defensive play by Central block that time. They get it out, trailing 12 points with 1:38 left in the second period. Three-point shot by number 20, Bennett, and he nails it for Central. So Central's going into a full-court press. Ball goes over to Clark. And it goes to number 14, and he's called for traveling. That was Hightower. So the Cougars is doing what they haven't done all night. They can allow Central to get back in this game, making mistakes like that. So they need to just regain their composure and maintain control of the game.
Yeah, just get their head back in. They've committed a few fouls and turned the ball over a few times. They still got a fairly good lead, but
that time they gave Central 3 shots at the basket, and the third time is the charm.
And he got fouled, so he get to shoot a free throw for an extra point.
So if he makes this one, this is a 6-point turnaround because they had a 3-pointer the last possession, came down this time and made a basket. And if he makes this, completes this 3-point play, it will be a 6-point turnaround for the Central team of Phoenix City. They were trailing by 12 points. They've cut that lead down to 7. And I think we had a lane violation, but that time it was against Central. So it's 1 minute left in the half, and I think what I would do is just try to run some time off the clock and go for 1 shot.
Yeah, with the lead, that's what I'd do too, is just take your time, try to set up a good shot.
And don't give them any more momentum going into halftime. That's the thing. You don't want your opponent to go into halftime with the momentum, and you have been controlling the game the entire first half.
Yeah, you had a 12-point lead. You just gave up a lot of it. You want to try to end the quarter or end the half on a good note. Just be smart with the ball, not let them get into a rhythm.
Ball goes back to Wiggins, and he almost loses it, but Clark saves it, sets it back up out to Wiggins. 41 seconds left in the first half. James fakes, pulls up for a three, misses, but the rebound by number 32 of the Cougars missed, and the rebound goes to Central. So that time the Cougars didn't use as much of the clock as they should have. Right now, Central's on a 6-0 run and making an 8-0 run. So they have cut the lead from 12 points down to 5 points. That's exactly what Northview didn't need to let them do. But the ball good pass to Clark. He puts it up with the left hand.
Yeah, that was a nice cut to the basket and good recognition to find him.
Central goes for a three. Rebound by the Cougars. So it was a good half for the Cougars. Going into halftime leading 34-27. Matter of fact, they increased their lead. They were leading by 1 point going into the second period, and now they're leading by 7 points. So how do you evaluate the first half?
Well, what they just need to do is just go in and regroup. Their game plan is obviously it's working. Just to keep at it and keep working hard, they've got a good chance to win this ball game.
Yeah, I think they will. They'll come back if the Cougars can maintain the level of intensity they're playing with, and if they can continue to make smart decisions, then they can win this game and upset this 10-2 team from Central of Phoenix City.
Yeah, they've already showed that they're not intimidated by them. They're going right after them, playing hard, but just creating good shots, get open shots, and hitting them. And reducing those turnovers, because that's what'll kill you.
So at halftime, the score is Northview 34, Central of Phoenix City 27. We'll be back with second half action after these commercial messages.
Your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to the campus of Northview High School. An area matchup between the Northview Cougars and the Central High Phoenix City Red Devils. Hi, I'm Mick Kirkland along with Tony Hall, and we saw an exciting first half, Tony.
Yeah, it was a very good play ball game. James for Northview, he kind of lit them up for a little while. I think he's leading all scorers, and Northview came out, had a 12-point lead, let some of it slip away, but still on top.
Let's run down the scoring. The leading scorer so far in the game, Kenton James, that's no surprise. He has 11 points, and he has 3 3-pointers. And we've seen some big play out of a couple of Northview substitutes. Number 12, Davidson, has 6 points, and Hightower has 4 points, and Pennywell has 4. Now, checking the other side, leading scorer for Central is number 20, Bennett. He has 7 points, followed by number 40, Warren, with 6 points, and Alexander has 5. So we've seen a lot of action here. And the only problem is Northview has a couple of players in foul trouble now. Number 32, Thomas for Central has 3 fouls. And Northview has a couple of players. Number 40, Carroll, has 3 fouls, and number 12, Davison, has 3 fouls. And that could definitely present a challenge to the Cougars late in the game.
Yeah, that's one thing they really need to stay away from, is getting key players, getting foul trouble, and those have been key players for them.
Wiggum drives. He pisses off to Clark. Beautiful pass.
That was a great pass right there. Just 24 and just left to clean it up.
That was Clark making the basket for Northview. So they go on top 36-27. They have led most of the game. They went up by 12 points, but late in this second period, Central ran off about an 8-0 run to get back into the game.
That was good defense there to force them to miss and grabbed a good rebound.
James over to Wiggum. And that time, a reaching in foul called number 10 of Central. That's Howard. That's his second foul. Cougars take the ball out. Goes to the other side over to number 24, Clark. Inbounds the ball to number 20, Wiggum. Clark drives and He drives and he's fouled. It's a blocking foul called on Central.
This looks good for Northview, drawing a lot of early fouls on them.
Well, they need that.
Yeah.
They committed quite a few fouls themselves in the first half, and one of the lucky things for the Cougars is number 40 for Central was 1 of 7 from the foul line. That was number 41 was 2 of 7 from the foul line, so that was definitely an advantage for the Cougars.
Yeah, you got to hit your free throws, and they call them free for a reason. You got to hit those to be successful, but Central's had a tough time doing that so far.
Central works the ball in down low, and Warren, that was Thomas with it for Central. Pull up for a three-pointer, and it's good. That was number 20, Bennett, drains a 3, so he has 10 points tonight. Kenton James comes down,
Good
out
pass.
to number 40, and a nice layup by Carroll.
That was good vision by James. See the man cutting up ahead, get the ball ahead to him for an easy layup.
And that's how you have to answer big plays, is you just go back and do something good, and it kind of neutralizes it.
Yeah, if you hustle down the floor after a big play, you might catch the other team celebrating a little bit or lacking a little bit. So that's a good way to counter is get a big play of your own.
So it's a 38-30 game. We're 2 minutes into the second half. The Cougars of Northview leading Central of Phoenix City.
There's another missed free throw by Central.
That was number 22, Thomas, who is 0 of 3 from the foul line so far tonight. So he's 1 of 4. So Central hasn't done a very good job shooting from the foul line. And James almost turns it over, and it's out of bounds off of number 20 of Central.
That was a heads-up play by James. Knew he was in trouble. Throw it off a Central man's leg to keep the ball in Northview's possession.
Cougars inbound the ball, goes over to Clark. They're putting 2 on 1. They're doing creating a lot of pressure. Pennywell goes up, shoots, and rebound by Central. Central out on the fast break. And a
Good
great
block
block
right
from
there.
behind by number 40.
I thought that was going to be an easy layup. Number 40, Carroll, came out of nowhere to block that shot. Just hustled back down the floor.
That was a great defensive effort by Carroll to come from down court and block that shot, and it saved 2 points.
Yeah, it definitely did. The guy was right under the basket. Easy layup.
Pennywell is out of the game. 12 Davison is in. Central seemed to rely a lot on three-point shots.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that guy traveled right then trying to set up his three-pointer. They passed the ball around that perimeter trying to get somebody open.
That time, Central stole the ball. They called Northview sleeping that time and came up with a big steal.
Yeah, good steal there, and he was finna fall out of bounds, threw it off the Northview player.
And Northview turns the ball over. They've done a really good job of maintaining possession of the ball so far in this game. That's why they're leading, so they can't relax now and start being careless with their ball handling.
No, they've got a little lead, but you've got to keep working. You got to get it better than that.
Good hustle by number 12 of Central.
That was a good rebound.
They kept the ball alive, and they are pressing. And James did the smart thing. He called timeout to keep from possibly turning the ball over.
Yeah, he's a real smart ball player. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot, doesn't look too. He looks like he makes good decisions, and they had him there. There was nowhere to go with it.
So it's a 38-33 game with 5:07 left in the third period, and Central has cut the lead to 5 points. They were trailing by 7 points at halftime, and they've come out and scored 6 points in the second half, and Northview's only managed to score 4 points.
Yeah, Northview just got to get on the boards a little more. Central's starting to get a little rebound, and they're trying to get some momentum going their way.
So far in the game, Northview has pretty much controlled the tempo, but Central is, if you're 10-2, you don't just give up. You keep banging and banging and banging and going after it, and try to get some good things to happen for you. And I imagine you'll see some things happen before this game is over.
Yeah, you're 10-2 for a reason.
Central has gone into a four-court press. Ken James gets the ball down for the Cougars, and he tries to get it over to number 4, and he turned it over. So Northview has turned the ball over a couple of times already in the third period. And the ball goes in low to number 12. That's Alexander, and the bad thing about that play, number 40, Carroll foul, and that's his fourth foul.
Yeah, they'll probably have to pull him out, and that's bad news for him. He's played a good ball game. Had a good defensive play a while ago, and had a foul here.
That's a bad break for the Cougars because they're going to need him late in the game.
Yeah, he's a tall guy. He's provided a presence inside, just like he proved with that block a while ago. That he gets in people's faces.
So the Cougars have allowed Central to cut the lead to 3 points. And if he completes this 3-point play, it's a 2-point game. That time, Davison went up high and got the rebound.
It was a good jump by him.
I think you'll see him try to get the ball back into number 3's hand, Kenton James. 34 pulls up for a jumper.
And he hits a three-pointer.
Three-pointer. That was number 34, Black, with a big three-pointer.
Yeah, that was big. That kind of get the momentum, swap it back and forth a little bit, and kind of get it back Northview's favor.
Northview needed that because they were allowing Central to fight their way back into this game. They had cut the lead down to as few as 3 points, but now they're back up by 6.
Yeah, and then Central turns the ball over. I think it was a foul call.
Ball goes to Black. He made the last basket for the Cougars. He gets it out to number 4. He tries to get it into Davison. He puts it up, and he's fouled. That was a smart play.
Yeah, that was a smart play. To get rid of it, had another man had a better shot than you got, so give it up to him, and he draws a foul going up for the layup.
That was very unselfish. A lot of time players are looking at on a fast break, looking at one thing, and that's the basket. But that time he was very smart. He saw his man open under the basket. He dished it off to him. He went up, and he was fouled, so he's at the line. So Davison's at the line for the first time tonight. He misses his first foul shot. He had 6 points tonight. So he misses both of them.
Yeah, that's not good for Northview. You gotta make them pay when they send you to the line.
That time, a nice move by Central for the short jumper. Northview gets it down court. Black has the ball for the Cougars. Nice dish over to number 40, Carroll, and it was blocked.
Another basket for 10.
That was number 10 for Central with 2 big baskets. The Cougars are not handling the ball very well, but that was a big play by Carroll.
Yeah, good play. James got him the ball. Carroll had a little trouble with it, got it back out and shot the easy jumper.
So there's another 3-point attempt, and Black went up high, and it's off of number 40 of Central, so the Cougars get the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, they got a break there and got knocked it out. They had a chance for the rebound, though.
So the Cougars get the ball leading 43-39 with just over 3 minutes left in the third period. Kenton James scoreless the second half, but I think you'll see that change before long.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's put up the ball any yet. So
no,
he'll score his points.
He don't have any attempts this second half. Hightower's back in the game for the Cougars. They get it to James. I think they've tried to come up with some defense for him at halftime, because I'll tell you, they're about midway through the first half. He started lining it up from 3-point line. Carroll spins, shoots, no good. Rebound by Davison. He puts it up strong.
Good putback. That's strong go to the glass layup. Good rebound.
Davison has 8 points, and Davison came off the bench tonight and has played an excellent game for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looks like the coach is rewarding him, giving him a lot of good minutes for his play. He's played hard.
Cougars up by 6. Cougars up by 6 with 2:24 left in the third period. As a shot by Central, and they call a foul on Central. Foul is on number 12, Alexander, his second foul.
Yeah, Central's starting to get some of their players starting to get into foul trouble too, so that could play a big role in this game later on too.
Well, you know, we talked about Carroll has 4 fouls, number 40 for Northview, but Coach Griffin has decided to leave him in, and James goes for a 3, misses. Carroll gets the rebound, misses, and we have a foul on number 40, I think, of Central.
Yeah.
That time, Carroll, he stuck to it. You know, he's not playing like he's got 4 fouls.
No, he's not playing at all like he's got 4 fouls. He's real aggressive going up on the glass, trying to put that ball back. He was unsuccessful, but you like to see that, a player going after it like he is.
So Carroll's been very aggressive on the backboard, and, you know, he's playing with 4 fouls, and I guess he said, if I go out, I'm going out trying. So you can't ask any more of a player.
No, that's all you
Pass into Davison, and they call him for traveling.
He took 1 too many that time. He just got a little happy feet.
So it's a 45-39 game, 6-point lead for the Cougars. They came into the second half leading by 7 by a score of 34-27. Central's moving the ball around. They take a lot of 3-point attempts. That time Davison almost came up with the steal, but it goes to number 20, and he drains it. That was Bennett. He has 12 points tonight.
And you like to see players going after steals like that, but it leaves somebody open a lot of times. And like Bennett's the one that was left open.
And we got a foul called on number 12. That's Alexander. That's his 3rd foul. So the Cougars take the ball out. Substitution coming into the game. So the Cougars in the bonus. The Cougars in the bonus. So they'll be at the foul line for the remainder of the game.
That's good news. You know, still got time left in the third quarter.
Good
rebound by Carroll and a putback.
You know, we talked about Carroll. He's out there playing with 4 fouls, and he's playing like he doesn't have any.
Yeah, he's playing just like the game just started, just going after it. He's playing with a lot of energy out there.
Carroll's made a couple of big plays here in the 3rd period to keep the Cougars' lead intact.
Yeah, he played a little key role there. He got his hand up in the guy's face. He's still playing hard.
And he comes down with the rebound for the Cougars. James scoreless in the second half. He had 11 points in the first half for the Cougars. And he dishes it off, and it goes to Carroll. He drives the baseline, puts it up, and that time it didn't fall for him. And a block by Carroll.
Big block right there.
Big block by Carroll. And a technical foul is called on the coach of Central.
Yeah.
Evidently he said something that the official was standing right there by the Central bench, and evidently he said something she didn't like.
Yeah, I think he was arguing the call, the block shot by Carroll. I think he thought it was a foul. It looked like all ball to me, but maybe he saw something I didn't. But he didn't like it. He got teed up for it. Carroll,
he's still out there playing, and you got to give it to this guy. You know, he's playing his heart out, and we're real proud of the performance of the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, he's just exemplifying what everybody else is doing. He's just going out there playing hard, giving everything they've got.
So James is 1 of 2. He's 3 of 4 from the line tonight. Has a total of 12 points.
Cougars look like they're holding for the last shot here, trying to take some time off the clock.
20 seconds left in the 3rd period. Boy, they're sticking to James this time. They don't want to let him get anything. Davison gets it, and he throws it away. That's what the Cougars didn't want to happen.
Yeah.
And they call a foul that time. They got a little careless handling the ball that time and turn it over. They should have taking it back outside that time and taking some more time off the clock. And this could be a costly mistake for the Cougars.
Yeah, they could, if they try to hold on and hit the last shot, not give Central a chance to score for the end of the quarter.
Central going for the final shot of the quarter. 3-point attempt. And no good. So after 3 quarters of play, the score is Northview leading Central of Phoenix City by a score of 48-41.
Yeah, they're playing a great ball game so far, and they've done just exactly what they needed to do to stay on top.
So at the end of 3 quarters, the Cougars of Northview leading. We'll be back with the 4th quarter of action after this timeout.
Your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to the gym on the campus of Northview High School with an area matchup between Central of Phoenix City and the Northview Cougars of Dothan. And so far, it's been Cougars have led all 3 quarters so far.
Yeah, they've done a good job. They've kind of kept with their game plan. They haven't turned the ball over too many times. And they've hit a lot of key shots, worked hard on the glass.
Cougars leading 48-41 as we start the 4th period of action. They try to get a cross-court pass and a good effort by Davison.
Yeah, he got up, tried to get a steal there and got his hand on it, at least knock it away, keep him from getting a basket.
Davison has come in off the bench and he's done an excellent job for the Cougars. He has scored 8 points and have made a couple of steals and a couple outstanding defensive plays, just like we saw. That time, Blight gets the rebound. He gets it out to number 14 for the Cougars, and he puts it up, and it's no good. But Carroll gets the rebound strong, puts it back, no good, and Central gets the rebound. That's number 22 for Central, Marcus Thomas with the rebound. That time you saw 3 red jerseys under the basket. They blocked out that time. You didn't see a white shirt anywhere around.
They didn't have a white shirt anywhere. They did a good job. And Carroll just fouled out.
So Carroll fouls out with 7:06 left in the 4th period. But Carroll has played an excellent game for the Cougars of Northview. He had a total of 9 points, but we can't talk about the block shots, the rebounds, and just the intimidation factor that he's presented tonight.
Yeah, if you go to shoot a shot inside, he's been in your face, and he's grabbed a lot of rebounds, blocked a few shots. He's been a presence for Northview.
I think what you're going to see from Central now, they're going to start trying to work the ball inside because they feel like they definitely have a size advantage now with Carroll being out of the game.
Yeah, Carroll's one of the Northview's taller players too, and he's been an inside presence. And when he goes out, I feel like they'll do that too. That they'll really try to exploit Northview inside.
A rebound by number 32 for Northview. So the Cougars get away that time. Central missed the foul shot. 42 is Hopkins. So the Cougars are playing with a smaller lineup. Clark is in the game, Davison, and they are really on. Davison pulls up, shoots a
good shot. Good shot right on the defender's face, puts it up and makes it.
I'll tell you what, Davison, I have been impressed with his level of play tonight. You know, he hasn't played very much this season, but he got an opportunity and he's proven himself tonight.
Yeah, he'll probably earn himself a lot more playing time with his play tonight.
That foul is on number 32 of the Cougars of Northview. That's Hill. That'll be his 2nd foul. It's still not in the bonus, so Central takes the ball out.
Yeah, Northview's done a pretty good job with that. They haven't really gotten in foul trouble in the 2nd half.
They're leading by 8 points, 50-42, and if they can hold on for the next 6 minutes and 19 seconds, this will be definitely an upset. Central sporting a 10-2 record coming into this game, and Northview's 5-5.
Yeah, Northview's really not been intimidated, and they really kind of played their game, and it's worked to their hands so far.
What we've seen this year for Northview, they seem to play at the level of the competition that they play against. I know Opelika came into this gym just a few weeks ago, and they were highly ranked in a much better record than the Cougars. But the Cougars just pretty much controlled the entire game, pretty much in the style that they're doing tonight. And they came out victorious. So if the Cougars can maintain possession and get some good output from their players, then I think they have a chance of maintaining this lead and winning this game.
They did, most definitely.
Central with the ball. And they're just moving around looking for the open shot. That time it was open, but they are doing an excellent job under the basket rebound. And Northview's got to do a better job of blocking out.
Yeah, Northview's not really been blocking out, and Central's had a lot of players right under the basket when they're shooting the ball. Easy rebounds.
That's number 22 at the line for Central, Marcus Thomas. He has 6 points tonight. He's 1 of 4 from the line. Now he's 2 of 5. 1 of 5, excuse me. He misses that time. James does a good job of blocking out. Yeah. The smallest man on that in the white uniform gets the rebound. Yeah, Clark pulls up from the corner, and he's fouled from behind the three-point line, so he'll be going to the line to shoot three.
Yeah, that was big, 3 free throws right there. I mean, you got a chance to make this a 10-point game if he hits all of them with just under 6 minutes left.
I tell you, they have really tightened up the defense on James. He's only scored 1 point the second half, and that was he made 1 of 2 because of a technical foul.
Yeah, I mean, he's still been a presence out there. They having some, they're so worried about him. These other Northview players have been able to come in and get some points.
They have had to exert a lot of effort to try and stop James. Clark's at the line. He's 0 of 2. He needs to make 1 of the 3.
Yeah, he needs to make him pay a little bit. If they're going to foul him, you need to hit your free throws. And he hits the last one.
So he gets the third one to fall in and put the Cougars back on top by 8 points. They try to get the ball in low down to number 12 of Central, and a foul is called, so they're now 1-1. So both teams are in 1-1 for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, it could come down just to free throw shooting from here on out, since both of them are in the bonus.
That's number 10, Marcus Howard, at the line for Central. Howard has 4 points tonight. Make it 5. So he's 1 of 2 from the line, and the ball goes over to Kenton James. 5:40 left in the fourth period. The Cougars are up by 7 points. James gets it into Davidson. They triple team him and strip the ball loose, and Davidson hustles back. No, Davidson hustles back. That was a great effort by Davidson.
Great. He turned the ball over, get out there and try to get the jump ball on it. And he did, and possession will stay in Northview's favor. So.
That's what you do. You make a mistake, you don't sit there and dwell on it. You go and you try something. And that time, Davidson just really hustled and tied the ball up, and the possession error was in favor of the Cougars, so it went back to the Cougars. Dish off to James. He misses, and the rebound goes to Central.
Yeah, short bucket there. You got to hit those late in the game, but.
Drive to the basket by Central, and we have an over-the-back foul call. Foul on number 12, that's Davidson of Northview. That's his 4th personal foul. So we have another Cougar in foul trouble, one that we've had a starter to foul out, number 40, Carroll. And now Davison, who's come off the bench and played an excellent game, is in foul trouble with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he's been scrappy. He got a lot of rebounds. He scored some points.
And we have a lane violation, and the ball goes back to the Cougars of Northview. They're leading by 6 points, 51-45 with 5:07 left in the fourth period. James from behind the three-point line. You can only hold him down for so long.
No, he's going to get his shot off somehow, some way. And he got that one off, pulled off a big 3. But Central tries to answer it with a 2.
That was a good move by Thomas, Marcus Thomas of Central. He comes back and answers James' 3 with the 2. Clark has it for the Cougars. He pulls up for a short jumper. He puts it in.
Yeah, that's a good shot there, a good drive. Just take an easy jumper. They gave it to him, so he pulled up and took it.
Cougars up by 9, 56-47. 4.5 minutes left in the fourth period. Drive to the basket by Marcus Thomas, and he's going back to the line.
Yeah, that was a good little drive there by Thomas. Good effort to get the shot in. It just wouldn't go for him.
Foul called on number 24, Clark. So Thomas at the line. He's 2 of 8 from the line tonight. He has a total of 9 points. So let's make that 3 of 8. Central so far has not been a very good foul shooting team.
No, Northview shot a little bit better than Central, but Central has struggled from the line.
And that time, that's Davison. That's number 5 on him. That time they didn't do a very good job of blocking out number 50 for Central. That was James, and he got the rebound and went back up with it, and he was fouled. So Davison comes out of the game. Davison's played an excellent game tonight for the Cougars. He has 10 points, numerous rebounds, and just an outstanding effort by Davison.
Yeah, as soon as he came in early in the first quarter, he's really been a spark for him. He's really helped get Northview going.
So the Cougars have lost 2 of their star players tonight. Davison and number 40, Carroll, both have fouled out. And we have 4 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, and it's both two guys that have fouled out have been key rebounders for them. And they both have played real well tonight.
Number 50, Pennywell, is into the game for the Cougars. Clark brings it down. And he turns it over and commits a foul. So that time, Clark held the ball a little too long. He should have probably looked for someone to pass it to, but the Cougars were kind of standing around. Nobody moved toward the ball to give him a target to pass the ball to, and he was trapped in the corner.
Yeah, you got to move on offense. That's the way you're going to create open shots, was movement. And they didn't move that time, and it resulted in a turnover.
So at the line for Central is Alfonso Thomas. So Central is spending a lot of time at the foul line, and at the rate they're even hitting half of the shots, it gives them a lot of point opportunities.
Yeah, every time you shoot a free throw, the clock stops, and it's easy baskets if you can hit them.
They're down, trailing by 5 points. Ball, they try to get it over to Pennywell, and the Cougars turn it over again.
It wasn't a terribly bad pass by James. It's hard to handle, and Pennywell couldn't hang on to it.
So the Cougars are going to have to settle down and regain their composure. And that was a 3-point shot. And we got traveling call that time. Number 44, he hesitated a little. Wasn't quite sure whether he was going to shoot or not.
Yeah, I think he knew. He heard footsteps. He knew a guy was right behind him and didn't know what he really wanted to do with it.
So the Cougars, the last 2 times down, they haven't done a very good job of handling the ball. That time it goes over to number 32. He misses, rebound by Black. He puts it up and in.
That's a good shot there. He was wide open with a short jumper, and he hits it.
They needed that shot because the Cougars were kind of in a drought.
Yeah, they were in a bad drought, and there's another foul and a basket, I think.
Well, what the Cougars got to do, make sure if you're going to give him a shot under there, don't let him make the points.
You got to pull his arm down or something. You can't give him the easy basket and the free throw.
Because it gives them too many 3-point opportunities. So at the line for Central is number 44. That's roll. He misses, and the Cougars get the rebound. They're still leading by 5 points, and Central still pressing the Cougars. Great pass under the basket to number 32.
Beautiful pass. He's wide open under the basket. Just go straight to him. Easy play, but good recognition there by Northview to find the open man.
And we've seen some very unselfish play from the Cougars tonight, and they have been looking for the open man, and they've hit the open man, and it's gotten some easy baskets, and that's the reason they're on top now.
Yeah, it is. They've really played unselfish. Everybody's been giving up the ball and throwing some assists.
Cougars on top 60-53 with just under 3 minutes left in the fourth period, and I tell you, I think one of the big differences in this game is the poor free throw shooting by the Central team.
Yeah, they've had a lot of opportunities to build to catch up, but they keep 1 and 2 and missing free throws. So you've got to hit your free throws down the stretch to be successful in a close ball game, and they've really not done that tonight.
Now, the story of the game so far is Northview have 2 key players that have fouled out. They fouled out with over 5 minutes left in the game. That's number 40, Carroll, who had played an outstanding game, and number 12, Davison, who came off the bench early in the game and made some key plays and some key baskets.
Yeah, I mean, they've played real well, even though they've missed those 2 players. That they've really rallied around and kept after it. But it showed up on the rebounds. Central's had a definite rebounding edge since Carroll's been out and Davison.
Central with the ball, and they're trying to cut that lead. They're trailing by 7. They take a lot of three-pointers.
There's another one.
And they are missing them from there. And that time, a great effort by number 32, Alfonso Thomas, keeping that ball alive. And they travel.
Yeah, that was another time where he got the ball, he didn't know what to really do with it. I don't know if he really thought he knew he had it or not.
But Northview didn't go after the loose ball, and it almost cost them some points.
Yeah, I think he thought it was already out, and he didn't go after it. You still need to go after it anyways, just to be sure.
They double team James. Ball is over to Black. He looks over the corner and finds Clark. Clark over to the Cougars are just trying to take some time off the clock. Clark from the corner, no good. Rebound by Clark. He dishes
good
off
pass.
to number 14, and it's good. That was Miles, a good dish from Clark over to Hightower.
Yeah, that was a good dish, and that's another time they gave the ball up and got an easy layup out of it.
That time they call a foul on Hightower. I think he was trying to draw the charge.
Yeah, he must have moved his foot or something, because it looked like he could have been there, but the official was on top of it.
Cougars holding on to a 7-point lead with 1:47 left in the game, so they've really got to tighten the screws now and try to maintain possession of the ball. And Central continues to miss key foul shots.
Yeah, James comes there with a big rebound there after the missed foul shot and gets a timeout after he gets across half court.
So that time they triple teamed James and hemmed him up, and he did the smart thing, call a timeout. There was no way he was going to get that ball out of there.
They had him. They're trapping him. They know he can do something with that ball, so they're going to put some pressure on him. So it was a smart play to get across, get the timeout, get your composure back. You got minute 41 left in the game to kind of get your game plan.
Yeah, so Coach Griffin and his other staff over there talking to his players. They're working on a play, and what they need to do is just control the ball take some time off the clock and look for an open man like they've done in the past and get some easy baskets under the basket. And if it's nothing open, just take the ball back out and take some more time off the clock.
Yeah, they've done a good job of that so far, is keeping the ball moving, passing around, people moving around, and getting open right under the basket for easy layups.
We've seen a whole new crew in the game. Northview has gone very deep tonight on the bench, and it's paid off for them. They get the ball over to number 14. Boy, they're putting a lot of pressure on the Cougars. But they have maintained control. Minute 20 left. Cross-court pass to Clark, back to Black. Clark has the ball for the Cougars, and that time they fouled him. That time the Cougars took quite a bit of time off the clock, and they're going to the foul line.
Yeah, I think the foul was on number 32 for Central.
That's Alfonso Thomas, and that's his fourth foul. So at the line is Clark for the Cougars, and he makes a big foul shot.
Yeah, that's big. 1 minute 6 left. You got to hit them. You know, they're really crucial now. And he hits both of them.
Clark hits both of them, and he is 3 of 5 from the foul line. And
good steal.
James almost comes up with the game-saving steal, and Central goes up high and gets the rebound and puts it back in to cut the lead to 7 points. It's a 64-57 game. The Cougars of Northview leading with 54.9 ticks left on the clock.
Yes, Northview's really played well right then. Didn't foul the man. He got the ball under the basket and gave him the easy two, but they didn't foul him, so they're still in good shape.
So you can look for Central to come out with a full-court press. They're going to try to come out and force some turnovers. Last couple of times, the Cougars have done an outstanding job of handling the ball and taking time off the clock and working it in for the open shot.
Yeah, they've done a good job in the backcourt. You know, has done a great job of getting the ball and keeping possession of it, working it around. And when you work the ball around like that, usually somebody's going to get open sooner or later, and all you got to do is find them.
So Coach Griffin talked to his team. They talked over the strategy for this possession, and I guarantee they're going to try to take as much time as possible off the clock and try to get something out, not just take time off the clock, but try to get some points out of it.
Yeah, it wouldn't help to get a little insurance. You know, they've got a pretty good lead, but with the time left and as perimeter oriented as Central is, you kind of want to build a little more insurance.
Central's in a full-court press. The Cougars get it down. They go for a trap, and a foul is called. That's time number 34 for the Cougars. Did an excellent job, Black, of handling the ball.
Yeah, he just broke straight through the full-court press, took it across very easily, and goes baseline and cuts back, and draws a foul.
So at the line is number 34, Black, for the Cougars. He has 5 points tonight. And he misses a foul shot, so he's 0 of 1 from the foul line. That was his first time at the line tonight. So this is a very big foul shot.
Yeah, very big. You just kind of want as many points off of this you can, and a good effort for a rebound, and Northview got possession.
Black goes and he saves the ball. That was an outstanding effort by Black. And that should be an intentional foul. He grabbed him. We'll see if they call an intentional foul.
And I think that'll do it for
32. That's Thomas. And Alfonso Thomas is fouled out of the game. So that's the first player for Central to foul out. When Northview has had 2 players to foul out, and they fouled out with a lot of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they did. And Northview's really played well since they've been gone, and they've really done well on the offensive end.
If you have to sum this game up, I would say the difference in this game has been the play of the bench of Northview.
Yeah, Northview's bench has really played well. Everybody that's came in off their bench has really played well.
James at the line, shooting his second shot, and he misses both of them.
That's unusual to see a shooter as good as him miss 2 free throws. It's close to travel to him.
And a 3-point attempt by Central is missed, and Clark gets the rebound. He gets it out, and we have another foul. That foul is that was number. Who's the foul? We're trying to see who the foul was on. Number 40. That's Warren. So that's his 5th foul.
Yeah, that'll be the second one now for Central to foul out, but
So if the Cougars can hold on for the next 23.4 seconds, they will come out with a big victory tonight.
Yeah, Central's going to have to really get on fire and light them up to win this one. But Northview's played a good ball game. They really deserve this win.
Coming in the game for Central, number 44 for Central. And that's, let's see, I don't see his number there. Roll. Okay, at the line for the Cougars, number 14, Hightower. And he gets the roll, boy.
If he hits his next shot, I think it'll erase any doubt.
Cougars up by 8. Hightower hits 2 big foul shots.
Yeah, now Northview just doesn't want to foul. Guard the perimeter and don't foul.
Central has been cold. They have taken a lot of three-point shots, and they just have not been making them tonight.
No, they've not hit many of their three-pointers tonight, and they are a perimeter-oriented shot. Looks like they live and die off the jump shot, and it's just not falling.
And look like tonight they're going to die off the jump shot. And one thing that's really hurt Central, they've been at the foul line many times, but they haven't done a very good job of shooting foul shots.
No, they've just really haven't been successful at the foul line tonight.
Wiggum at the line for the Cougars. He can put them on top by 10 points if he makes his foul shot. Up, and it's good, and he does. Cougars leading 67-57 with 10 seconds left.
Turnover.
And they steal the ball.
Yeah, I think they'll just dribble the clock out.
They're just going to run the clock out. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And Northview upsets the 10-2 Central Red Devils of Phoenix City by a score of 67-57.
They really played a good ball game tonight. They really played aggressive and got on the boards and did what they needed to do to win.
I tell you, they came out and set the tone for this game. You know, they didn't come out and let Central run up a big lead on them and have to struggle the whole game to try to stay in the game. They came out early and they took control of the game, and it was because of the team-wide effort by all of the players.
Yeah, they came out early, got a lead, and early in the second quarter they had a 12-point lead, and I don't think they ever really looked back from there. They never let them get really too close to them, just kind of kept them at bay the whole time.
Northview, after they took the lead, they led the entire game.
Yeah, they just did a real good job of not turning the ball over too many times and making key baskets, getting people open, hitting easy layups.
I'll tell you, let's run down the scoring by quarters. After the first period, it was Northview took a 1-point lead, 13-12. At halftime, the score was 34 Northview, 27 for Central. In the 3 periods, it was 48 for Northview and 41 for Central, and the final score was 67-57. Now we're going to run down the scoring leaders. The leading scorers for Central was number 22. That was Marcus Thomas. He had 13 points, followed by Bennett with 12 points, and Warren had 8. Now going over to the Cougar side, they had very balanced scoring for them. James, of course, he was the leading scorer. He had 4 3-pointers for a total of 15 points. Davison, number 12, came off the bench and played an excellent game, scoring 10 points before fouling out late in the 4th period. Number 40, Carroll, had 9 points, followed by Clark had 9 points. So, and 8 points from number 14, Hightower. So the scoring for the Cougars was very balanced.
Yeah, they did a good job. They knew they was going to deny James the ball. They did a good job. The rest of the guys are getting open, hitting their shots, and making them pay for leaving somebody open. Because they focused so much on James when he got the ball and limiting him that other people got under the basket and made key baskets.
So it was a great game, and thank you for helping me out tonight, Tony. It was great having you here next to me and bringing in some insight into the game.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Okay, that's going to about wrap it up from Cougar Gym tonight. The Northview Cougars come out on top of the Central High Phoenix City Red Devils by a score of 67-57. I'm Mick Kirkland on behalf of our cameraman Stephen Short and our statistician DJ. We're going to say goodbye.
your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.